Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fearless Online Entrepreneurs. Today we're going to be talking about the rule of 5, that you can do 5 specific things every day and it will help you to get to your goal. We're reading out and masterminding with Jack Canfield, the principles of success. And so we're excited to dig in. We just again want to welcome you for coming. Thank you for coming. And I want to just take a minute and honor our guests that we have here today, along with the rest of the ladies that are on the panel. I am so excited because Bruce and I, we get on quite a few, well, I won't say quite a few, but we've been on maybe a hangout or two with the UOP. And it's just a pleasure to be able to have the council here on the hangout with us. So, Bruce, can you come out and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Certainly. I'm Bruce McElhaney. I live about 30 minutes from Dallas, Texas. It's nice and hot here, as always. So I moved here to Texas from Tennessee in 2011, and the reason I did is our oldest son was injured in the military. He was bedridden for about 2 years, and during that period of time he needed some medical treatment, so we kind of uprooted the entire family and came here, and thank God he's recovered to the point he's at today, and he can walk again, and he works full time, ironically, for Amazon, and he also is getting married in October, so things are, life is good there. I started a business in September, actually September 7th of 2011, and grew that business from 0 accounts, $0 to about $250,000 in 3 years, less than 3 years. So it's been fun. I now have 3 businesses. Rachel and I were just talking a few minutes ago, and trying to balance all that is a real challenge at times. So focus is critical. Being able to block out those times and do what's important, but we have to set our priorities, and the things that I've done today as far as getting on the prayer call and self-development and these types of things have to be at the top of the priority list, because no matter what you try to do, if your attitude and your mind frame aren't right, everything else suffers. So if they're right, everything else will prosper.
Absolutely. Wow, Bruce, that was an awesome story. 3 businesses, $250,000. I mean, I'm really honored to have you here, because I think that you're going to bring so much value to this hangout today. A lot of people, cannot get 1 business off of the ground, and here you are doing 3. So, and we're going to be talking about doing 5 specific things. So I believe you're going to bring a lot of value to that. Who else do we have on the panel? Diane, you want to come out and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Sure, Rachel. I'm Diane Klein. I'm in Alberta, Calgary, Canada, and I'm a stay-home mom of 3 kids, a wife of a beautiful and great husband who treats me great and has a lot of faith in me. I have my own business from home, like a lot of them here, and I'm not like Bruce. I'm only working on this one and getting this going. So toodles to you, Bruce. I'm going to learn a lot from you today. I am here online to empower women to get their self-confidence back, to get out from wherever they're stuck, and just to get a life again and know that they can do this, because if I can do this, then anybody in the world can do this. So just be brave, step out of your comfort zone, get out there and just make the life that you dream of.
Wow, Diane, I'm so honored to have you here. Thank you very much for coming out. Jody, would you like to come out? Or are you hiding behind your screen today? Okay, I don't see Jody. I see her picture, so maybe she's listening.
I'm here. Just 1 second. Okay. I had to, yell at the children for a minute.
Oh, okay. Hey, grandson.
Yeah, he's walking behind me. We don't have school right here in our province. I live up in BC, Canada, and our schools are on strike right now. So making sure the kids sit down, and they are required to do reading while I'm on our hangout. So I had to gently remind them. And so as you can tell, I am a mom. Quiet, please. And, you can't say anything about how much fun it is, few years ago, I was in a not even a 9 to 5 job. It was like a 9 to 12 job, it seemed like. And so I am enjoying being a stay-at-home mom now full time, because when I worked 50 plus hours a week, you know, I was exhausted, totally exhausted on my days off. And so that is one thing that I am enjoying the most, is these daily motivational hangouts that we have here with our group. And my health is improving just every single day. I'm always seeing a little bit more, you know, progressing with my health and being able to be here for my kids. You know, if I was working at a 9 to 5 right now, my kids would probably be either at Grandma and Grandpa's or a daycare or at someone else's home. So I'm really thankful that, you know, God's given me a business that I can do from home, and I don't miss anything. I don't miss baseball games. I don't miss volleyball games. I'm here when teachers are on strike. So you can't say, you know, having a working from home business, I just absolutely love it, and I love sharing that with others. That's it.
I think Rachel looks frozen.
I think she does. So, Eugenia, have you said anything yet? Step on out there, girl.
Hello, my name is Eugenia Marin. I am originally from South America, but currently residing here in Reno, Nevada. It's my 5th year already, and I'm very blessed and thankful to be part of this panel. I'm a single parent of 2 beautiful and amazing kids, and I am here to help other parents that are in my position, that they are either single or single moms that want to spend more time with their kids and be able to have a home-based business. I'm fairly new with the group, and I wish I could be in the position of saying I have a lot of businesses, but I'm here to learn, and I'm very happy to share, encourage, and grow with other people. Thank you, Jody. Back with you. Oops. Hey, Rachel.
Hey, I'm here. Sorry about this. I don't know what's going on with my internet. The internet is just so wonderful, and I just love my new phone. I just come back in here and talk to you guys anyway. So
now there's 2 of you. Twice,
I know.
twice the inspiration.
Well, we're going to go ahead and move forward here. So here we are. Today we're going to be talking about something that's really, really important. As you know, I was looking at Reginald's post yesterday. I think, I forget it was a question, like, what's the biggest problem in your business? What's the biggest struggle or battle? And I've seen a lot of people were talking about consistency, focus, commitment. You know, and I think that what happens is we end up putting too many tasks on our list. Like, we have like 100 things that we need to do. And when I was reading, or when we read through the book about the Success Principles by Jack Canfield, you know, he talked about how excited they were. No wonder my computer keeps cutting. Hold on one second, guys. Something is reported the file is false. Add the file to screen. I don't know. Something is blocking through it. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. It's a virus. Somebody's trying to do something to my computer. That's why it keeps going off. Okay, anyway. So anyway, he was asking that question, and so many people responded with those results. And so I started thinking about, you know, oftentimes when we create these to-do lists, they're so long. There's like 10 or 20, you know, sometimes 30 things on the list to do. And so as I was reading the book and how, you know, Jack talked about all these things they needed to do in order to make their book a bestseller. And one of the things that really stood out was what he said was that finding 5 specific things that move you towards your goal. So if you don't do any more than 5 things, that's enough, because you're going to take what they call baby steps, 1 step at a time, 1 bite at a time. And you know, a lot of times what happens is people come online, they start a business, and they want to see the success right away. You know, if they join us in DS Domination, what do they want? They want to put a listing or put an item up, and they want to make that sale right away, not realizing that it's a process. Everything in life is a process. So I'm going to go ahead and read success number 23, that principle, and if you all can come in and help me, I'd appreciate it. We're going to start where it says 5 specific things that move you towards your goal. Does anybody have that particular spot right there?
Yes, I do.
Can you start your reading for me, please, Jody?
And here I thought I would just, sit back and listen today. Okay, so this is principle number 23, practice the rule of 5. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Robert Collier, best-selling author and publisher of The Secret of Ages. When Mark Victor Hansen and I published the first Chicken Soup for the Soul book, we were so eager and committed to making it a bestseller that we asked 15 best-selling authors ranging from John Gray, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, Barbara DeAngelis, Real Moments, to Ken Blanchard, the 1-Minute Manager, and Scott Peck, The Road Less Traveled, for their guidance and advice. We received a ton of valuable information about what to do and how to do it. Next, we visited with book publishing and marketing guru Dan Bointer, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, who gave us even more great information. Then we bought and read John Creamer's 1001 Ways to Market Your Book. After all of that, we were overwhelmed with the possibilities. To tell the truth, we became a little crazy. We didn't know where to start, plus we both had our speaking and seminar businesses to run. 5 specific things that move you toward your goal. We sought the advice of Ron Scolastico, a wonderful teacher who told us, if you would go every day to a very large tree and take 5 swings at it with a very sharp axe, eventually, no matter how large the tree, it would have to come down. How very simple and how very true. Out of that, we developed what we called the rule of 5. This simply means that every day we do 5 specific things that will move our goal toward completion. With the goal of getting Chicken Soup for the Soul to the top of the New York's best seller list, it meant having the 5 radio interviews or sending out 5 review copies to editors who might review the book, or calling 5 network marketing companies and asking them to buy the book as a motivational tool for their salespeople, or giving a seminar to at least 5 people and selling the book in the back of the room. On some days, we would simply send out 5 free copies to people who listed in the celebrity address book, people such as Harrison Ford, Barbra Streisand, Paul McCartney, Steven Spielberg, and Sidney Poitier. As a result of that one activity, I ended up meeting Sidney Poitier at his request, and we later learned that the producer of the television show Touched by an Angel required all the people working on the show to read Chicken Soup for the Soul to put them in the right frame of mind. One day we sent copies of the book to all the jurors in the O.J. Simpson trial. A week later, we received a nice letter from the Judge Lance, Ito, thanking us for thinking of the jurors. Who were sequestered and not allowed to watch television or read the newspaper. The next day, 4 of the jurors were spotted reading the book by the press, and that led to some valuable public relations for the book. We made phone calls to people who could review the book. We wrote press releases. We called into talk shows, some at 3 a.m. We gave away free copies at our talks. We sent them to ministers to use as a source of talks for their sermons. We gave free Chicken Soup for the Soul talks at churches, did book signings at any business. We asked businesses to make bulk purchases for their employees. We got the book into the PXS on military bases. We asked our fellow speakers to sell the book at their talks. We asked seminar companies to put it in their catalog. We bought a directory of catalogs and asked all the appropriate ones to carry the book. We visited gift shops and card shops and asked them to carry the book. We even got gas stations, bakeries, and restaurants to sell the book. It was a lot of effort, a minimum of 5 things a day, every day, day in and day out, for over 2 years.
Thank you very much, Jody, for reading that. Would somebody else like to pick up and finish reading this portion of the book?
I can do it, Rachel.
Thank you, Diane.
Look what a sustained effort can do. Was it worth it? Yes. The book eventually sold over 8 million copies in 39 languages. Did it happen overnight? No. We did not make a bestseller list until over a year after the book came out. A year. But it was the sustained effort of the rule of 5 for over 2 years that led to the success. One action at a time, one book at a time, one reader at a time. But slowly, over time, each reader told another reader, and eventually, like a slow building chain letter, the word was spread, and the book became a huge success. What Time magazine called the publishing phenomenon of the decade. It was less of a publishing phenomenon and more of a phenomenon, they're testing me with this word, of persistent effort. Thousands of individuals, activities that all added up to one large success. In the chicken soup of the gardener soul, Geraldine Edwards described the day her daughter Carolyn took her to Lake Arrowhead to see a wonder of nature. Fields and fields of daffodils that extend for as far as the eye can see, from the top of the mountain, sloping down for many acres across folds and valleys, between the trees and bushes, following the terrain. There are rivers of daffodils in radiant bloom, a literal carpet of every hue of the color yellow, from the palesy ivory to the deepest lemon to the most vivid salmon orange. There appear to be over 1 million daffodil bulbs planted in this beautiful natural scene. It takes your breath away. As they hiked into the corner of this magical place, they eventually stumbled on the sign that read, "Answers to the questions I know you're asking." The answer was 1 woman, 2 hands, 2 feet, and very little brain. The second was 1 at a time. The third started in 1958. 1 woman had forever changed the world over a 40-year period, 1 bulb at a time. What might you accomplish if you were to do a little bit? 5 things every day for the next 40 years towards the accomplishment of your goal. If you wrote 5 pages a day, that would be 83,000 pages of text, the equivalent of 243 books of 300 pages each. If you saved $5 a day, that would be 73,000, enough for 4 round-the-world trips. If you invested $5 a day with compound interest at only 6% a year, at the end of 40 years, you'd have amassed a small fortune of around 305,000. The rule of 5. Pretty powerful little principle. Wouldn't you agree?
Wow, that is awesome. I mean, I'm thinking about, I don't know about you all. Do you guys remember when this book came out, Chicken Soup for the Soul? I mean, everywhere I went, I'm like, who is this person taking over the stores? I mean, I would go and I would see his books lined and never knew who he was until I really started studying personal development. But, the power of 5, doing 5 things every day to help you accomplish your goals. Does anybody want to come out and expound on what we read so far?
Don't all jump at once. I'll go, Rachel. I'm like you. I'm just like appalled at this 5, the rule of 5. Can you imagine what we can do in our business if we just be consistent? And this is just so in line with what I was thinking. I got up this morning, and I know we were discussing yesterday after we had our session, we were masterminding, and Rachel was saying, do you have too many items on your list? And I got up this morning and I thought, you know what? If I do 4, 2 in my listing, and 2 very powerful activities for my affiliate side, I am on the right track. And there you go. I'm supposed to do 5, so I'll make it 5. But it's so true. It doesn't just happen overnight. We have to work on our mindset. We have to work on ourselves. We all have families. We all have life. Most of us have spouses and things that we need to do. Our house needs to be cleaned. Laundry has to be cleaned. But if we would just break it up to doing powerful 5s, can you imagine where we're at?
Absolutely, Diane. I agree with you 100%. I was sharing with, this book to me really excites me because, my husband, as I shared, he's just finished writing his book. He wrote a devotional book. And in that book, it was, we're like, oh, we got to make it a bestseller. We got to make it a bestseller. And so after reading this, I feel okay with it not being a bestseller in 90 days because I was thinking, how am I going to do this, plus do this, plus do this, But now, with reading this book, I'm okay with, it may take a year to become a bestseller, and it's going to be baby steps and doing 5 things every day to get us to where we're desiring to go. So That was my big takeaway. Thank you again for sharing, Diane. Anybody else want to come out and share their takeaway on the rule of 5?
I'll jump out there if you'd like, Rachel.
Awesome, Bruce. We'd love to hear from you.
I'll show you something that I, and a lot of us have them, but we all have, smartphones. That's my schedule, and you probably can't see it, but it's blue because it's extremely full. But I've probably done more than 5 already today. But there's days that instead of a lot of people think, oh wow, I work 8 hours a day, or I work 8 to 5, 9 to 5, whatever. I posted something this morning on Facebook that said we make a living from, and this certainly wasn't mine. It was not original to me, but we make a living from 8 to 5, and and from 5 till whenever, a question mark, is when we build a dynasty or an empire. And so with that, I firmly believe in this concept, simply for the fact that a lot of those things I prioritize, and a lot of those things don't get done. And things happen. Like just a few minutes ago, I got a phone call that a friend of ours is passing through from Tennessee, and anyway, long story there, but we're gonna go have lunch with her. My wife's coming from her office. I'm gonna come from home here where I work at, and but I said, I know you drove a long ways, but you've got an hour with us, and that's all I'm gonna. I don't have 4 hours to sit there and chit chat. I love her dearly, but she knows the door's open, and she wants to come and stay the night after I'm finished. I'll spend as many hours she wants to spend reminiscing, but when it's business time, it's business time, and each task has its own time. So but priorities are critical.
I agree with you 100%, Bruce. I think that that's where most people miss the boat, especially when they're working from home or they're working for themselves, because they feel like, oh, I have all the time in the world, but you really have to put yourself on the same type of schedule as if you work for someone else. And I love that, you're saying that, yes, I do have the freedom to do what I want, but yet and still, this is a priority for me. And I have these 5 things on my list, or 10, or when you having 3 businesses, I can only imagine you have more than 5 things on your list to do. But,
well, I'll say this too, if I could. One of the most, and I've been around, for those of you that may not know me well, I've been around the network marketing MLM world since 1989, off and on, and too many businesses. I won't even get into how many, but that's a scary thought. But one of the things that's important is obviously prioritizing, and throughout those years, I've found that as we're building a business, things are going to pop up. Things are, whether it be a child getting sick, if you have young kids, mine are all grown now, or whatever, and so we have to keep on track. And one of the most dangerous times that people can have, and within our own business, we hear people all the time saying, I quit my job, or I'm coming up on leaving my career. One of the things that they find is, and that's a real dangerous, not from a negative standpoint, but a situation where they immediately need to probably counsel with somebody to say, okay, now you have that 8-hour block of time. What are you going to do with that? Because what they've been doing is they've been concentrating all that 8 or that period of time. Maybe they've been working their own business from 5 until 8 or 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, and then they work their 8-hour-a-day job, but all of a sudden they end up with 8 hours more. So they think, okay, well, I can go, and I'm not poking fun at women, but I can go get my nails done, I can go get my hair done, I can go shopping, I can go blah, blah, blah. Guys are just as bad. We can go buy motorcycle parts, we can, toy around with whatever, and we get distracted, and before long, they're their business that they worked so hard on and focused on so that they could quit their job suffers because their priorities are all of a sudden they're messed up, and and they lose that focus, and so now all of a sudden instead of having an extra 8 hours, all of a sudden they're thinking, well, I have all this time, now I don't have any time. And actually they're messing around with probably 8 hours and still trying to, anyway, I'm rambling now, but hopefully you caught the gist of my message there.
Yeah, those are some great points. I mean, for me, I do think that's what happened to a lot of people. They come home for whatever reason. And I mean, I did it. I used to work for a factory, and I worked like 8 to 10 hours a day. And then I came home, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm free, and I'm going to have this business, and I kind of like get on the computer and just look at things, and next thing you know, 8 hours were gone, and I'm like, what happened to my day? What did I get accomplished? And to me, it goes right back to what you were saying as far as priorities are concerned. I had to get to the point where I prioritized what was the most important. And we were having a conversation about that yesterday during our mastermind session. Like, okay, where are we spending our time? Are we doing it? Are we spending our time on income-producing activities? If it's not producing us an income, we should not be doing it. We should be focusing on those things first, and then come back and play. Get back on Facebook or wherever. So, great point. I really appreciate all those great nuggets that you brought out, Bruce. Thank you again. Anyone else want to jump out before we close out the hangout?
Before I'll say something before I get kicked off again. I'm here, I'm gone. It's like I'm a ghost. Woo. Anyways, we were speaking, like you said, about this yesterday, and I can't remember if we said it while we were talking or in after our group thing. We usually do a little bit of a business mastermind. And I think Diane had mentioned that because we were talking about eBay, and in our business we teach multiple ways of learning different streams of income, and eBay and Amazon just happen to be two of them. And Diane had said, you know what, like I made a sale just about every single day when I posted 5 new items on eBay. So I don't think that that's a coincidence, So I just wanted to point that out, that when we are even, posting 5 items to list, especially for new people, they get so shiny object syndrome that they're like, oh, there's, so many new videos, and you've got to learn this and you got to learn that, instead of just the basics, So for us with eBay, if your goal today is to post 5 items, just do that every day. Eventually you'll make a sale. It's pretty simple, Don't try to eat, and pick so many apples from different trees if, God lays in your hand one apple that he gives you. So there you go.
Wow, that was awesome, Jody. And after our mastermind session, I was thinking, because remember how I was telling you guys, well, like Amazon is my favorite, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to try eBay. Last night, I got to trying to post on eBay. I'm like, I really don't want it. It's like that's not my passion, and that's another topic for another day. My passion is really, really Amazon. So let me go back again, because we can't be everywhere. We have to really get focused in on what we're doing, and we have to learn how to crush that before we add something else on. We got to crush that, like Bruce crushed that one business that made $500,000, right? So now he's over here crushing another business. I mean, you got to crush something first. So to me, I'm over here and I want to crush Amazon. I really, really want to crush it. So I told my son today, I said, you know what, I'm going to start putting all my energy into Amazon right now. So last night, what did I do? I stayed up and I found 5, the rule of 5. I found 5 items that I'm going to do some research on, and providing that research comes up correctly, I'm going to brand those items and sell them and put them on my store. And so, it's just the power of 5 is so powerful, and knowing your focus, knowing what you want, staying committed to the task. I mean, there's so many things to personal development, as we all know. And this has been a phenomenal time. Does anybody else have anything else they want to share before we go?
I just have a quick tip, Rachel. Yesterday, Keisha Bass posted and she said, are you busy or are you doing your business? And that just kind of struck me, and I'm like, okay, I have to do my business. I don't have to just look busy. So that's just a quick little tip for everybody out there.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much for sharing, Diane. We just want to say thank you to everyone that came out to hang out with us today. Thank you for the panel for coming to hang out with us. We truly appreciate you. Look forward to seeing you Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same place here at the Fearless Online Entrepreneurs. And if you are looking for a business opportunity, if you're looking for a simple way to earn an income online, get back with the person that invited you. Get back with, I mean, if you know Bruce, get back with Bruce, because Bruce is doing the same business as well. We just really, really want to see you prosper. We want to see you grow, because we know that we're not supposed to be poor. We're not supposed to be struggling financially. That's not how God designed it to be for us. So, my friends, you have a blessed day, and we will see you same time, same place, Monday here on Eastern Standard Time. Take care for now.